All right. Hey, guys. All right, let's jump on into every single zodiac for the singles read. I have just been a disaster. Everything I have tried to do in the last 2 weeks to make sure that I could get one of these out each week has just fallen apart. So, my apologies, guys, but let's jump on in. We'll just do these, for each zodiac, any chance I really can squeeze it in a week. Okay. I'm going to try not to cough too much. That's one of the limiting factors for when I do these longer videos, because I don't like to start coughing in them. And sometimes I've had a rough go of it the last month or so. All right. We're going to start with Taurus. Shall we begin now? All right, here we go. We're going to do earths first, then we'll do air, then fire, then water, and end with Ophiuchus. Taurus singles. What's our message for the Taurus singles? The star. Very nice. Starts out with Aquarius energy. Hold on, I actually want to go one other route. This is a Taurus who's about to get some kind of a wish fulfillment, where they're focusing on their wishes. This could be something that seemed to be, far away, even out of reach for some extent of time, but they're focusing on it anyway, which is super positive. We have Jade. It says fear. Becoming fearless isn't the point. That's impossible. It's learning how to control one's fear and how to feel free from it. So Jade and peacocks could be really powerful color tones right now. Actually, a lot of the jewel tones could be really important right now for this. Someone might have like a little bit of a magic wand, literally like maybe a gemstone. They make little tiny wands that are made out of like crystals, that have kind of like little pointers, and they're really cute. I've seen them before. I've never purchased one myself, but I've seen those for sale in many, many different places. I'm wondering if someone is like, she's holding a magic wand, not like a fairy wand exactly, but more like someone has crystals that could be all on like, strung together somehow. It could be a jade in particular, a jade little wand, if you will. We have Page of Wands and we have the Chariot. We have a Taurus that is pretty determined to move toward their wish fulfillment. This is not about love and romance. This is about a lifestyle change. This is about a Taurus who wants really what they want. You're so cute. You guys are awesome. I see your comments out there. I never take it as rude. You're so great. Thanks for being here. We have a Taurian who is focusing on their life goal. They don't care that it could be something that feels like it's in the distance or it's out of reach. For them, it's not out of reach and they know it. They're putting it into a practical plan. They're looking at the details. They're planning out the details. They're deciding what to do and how to do it, and they're going after it. Now, all of this says distance, time, something that could be slow, something that's just the beginning point. Doesn't matter. This Taurus is not going to be afraid to do it. I think, if anything, they are more excited by the prospect of, if they're looking at it like blocks of information that they get to learn, like say, when we enroll in a program, a training program, it's like, okay, I'm going to be getting my certification. It's going to take me 9 months. It's going to take me a year. That's exciting when it's what we really want to do. And it's like, that's okay. I get to pace myself. It's going to take 9 months. I already know that. I'm planning out how those 9 months will look. This is exciting. This is not a journey where it's like, oh God, I'll probably never get there. This Taurus is completely, they're completely solid in what their journey is. This could be a weight loss journey. That doesn't happen overnight either. This could be a fitness journey. Those, anytime we are transforming things by choice like that, it usually becomes an act of dedication, and it usually becomes something where, hopefully, as long as we're dedicating ourselves to a transformation that we really want to make, we're going to enjoy that journey. We're going to enjoy everything we're going to learn on it. So we have a very jazzed Taurus here, and it's because of that they are guaranteed to have this kind of success. They really are not afraid. Now, one thing I will say, the star can be becoming a star. This could be somebody, Taurus, who is deciding, I'm going to move to Nashville and pursue my dreams of becoming a country music star. I'm going to do it. I really believe I could make it. I'm I'm excited about going and even starting from the bottom and working my way up. I'm excited to be discovered. I really have faith that I can do this because it feels like my journey. It's my big wish. And so where someone is motivated by their big wish to come true, I feel like that's why this is going to be such a positive experience. Oh, I'm so excited. Taurus, that was a really nice one, really fun one. That was super awesome to get to tell that one. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like these and want more of them. Thank you guys so much. Capricorn coming in at 523. All right, Caps, here we go. This is a singles read. Capricorn, I'm sorry it's taken me a little bit to get to one of these where I do a more detailed single read for each zodiac. It kind of depends on my lungs. I'm sorry, I'm going to try not to cough too much. We have Zen. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. I believe this card had just come up in, I think on my other channel, I think it was in Tarot Dog. I think I had a storyline that had that in it. I think it was on the pick a card that I do, which if you don't know, I do pick a cards over on my other channel. Okay, so the fact that we are starting out with walking as if you are kissing the earth with your feet, this sounds like it's very reverent. This sounds like we have a Capricorn that is like really, truly just moving forward with an element of grace, an element of like knowledge about right where they're supposed to be. This feels like a very philosophical, very calm kind of a character, but also very profound. Ace of Pentacles. This is a character who's like coming up onto land. This is a new beginning. This is also, oftentimes this has to do, fish have to do with huge amounts of financial gain and success. So we could have a Capricorn that is about to have a new beginning in a tremendous financial kind of like, I don't want to call it explosion, but what's funny is they simply are putting one foot in front of the other, and they're just saying, well, I mean, if I keep putting in the work, I'll probably see some things that'll work out. We got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This is such a cool, chill, calm Capricorn. This is so wild. They are not racing. They are savoring every step of the way. Even if this character were to be someone who's like, career path takes off, their business takes off, they become featured in, whatever, some fabulous, right now I'm picturing somebody with a restaurant and their restaurant suddenly really takes off and they get the call that they want to be featured in some fabulous, food network thing. This Capricorn is still just going to be like, yeah, okay, we could do that. Sure. Let me think about what kind of, dishes I'd like to talk about or present, in this segment. They don't rush with anything. This Capricorn is like one step in front of the other. Let me savor the fact that my business has been recognized. Let me savor the fact that my business is flourishing. This is super exciting, but I want to enjoy every aspect of it, not just race to, oh my God, it's my big break. Now let me imagine how much else is going to happen after this. It's like, I want to be in the moment. We have Capricorn showing up, by the way, and we also have a 10 of Swords sideways. This is a life-altering change for Capricorn, and they know it. This is something that they have probably wanted for a while, but it means a change in their life, so it's a little tiny bit bittersweet. This Capricorn could be about to lose their anonymous status and become quite a big player. Their business could get really busy. Along with that comes the fact that, wow, I'm not gonna be able to have like those quiet days. I'm gonna have a lot of patrons coming to my business from now on, which means a lot more work. Life changes, and it's so interesting how this is all positive, but it comes at a cost, right? There's a change in the old lifestyle for this Capricorn, and they know it, but there's someone who is like, yeah, I liked my old life too. It's great to have all this prosperity. It's great to have all this change, but I don't want to act like, oh, thank God I can finally dump my old life. This is a really wise Capricorn. This is not somebody who's saying, oh, all I've ever wanted to do was get away from my origins or get away from my old neighborhood or get away from where I came from. This is a character who's like, it's wonderful that I'm having this huge gain in my life that's going to alter and open up new doors for myself, but I want to pay homage to the fact that I loved my old life too. It's because of my old life, it's why I've been able to move into this new version of life. Because of my small humble business, I'm now able to expand and have a big business. This is like, I'm thinking of somebody who has like a food truck, and now they're going to get the brick and mortar business because they're blowing up. Everybody knows about them, everybody wants to go to their restaurant, so they've got to like create a bigger restaurant, and they're going to miss the food truck days. I think it's just such a brilliant character who has that much wisdom to say, I've enjoyed every step of my process. I don't leave any of it behind. And honestly, there's nostalgia associated with the process I've already gone through, with that part of my journey. That's a beautiful character. What a lovely Capricorn. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you, Capricorns, for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. It means the world to me. It helps my channel to grow. Lets me know you guys want more of these. Virgo coming up next at 10:39. All right, Virgos, here we go. This is for Virgo singles. Let's see, what is the message? Black Pearl, gluttony. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. Ooh, that's a big old message. Let's see, where is this one taking us? How is that the message for our Virgo? Somebody who is, I don't know if this is our Virgo reflecting on this, or Virgo is dealing with someone like that. We have an Empress, we have the Fool, we have the King of Wands. None of this looks negative, but okay, an Empress is already the top of their game, right? If someone has been ladder climbing and they say, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more, even if they take the leap to come and be with the Empress, will they still say, oh, but I want more than an Empress? That may be something that Virgo has to contemplate. Or maybe it's, maybe Virgo is reflecting and considering someone who seems to want to come toward them. This Virgo might be evaluating, but do they love me, or do they love the fact that they see me as a prize? Because if they're always just after the prize, there will be some other shiny thing that they want above me. If that's what they're after, I'll never be enough for them. That's a profound message for someone to reflect on. Now, of course, we could reflect on it for oneself as well and say, if I am after more all the time in life, and I never think of the achievements I have as anything other than, okay, now what's the next achievement? Okay, now what's the next achievement? Because it's always like, as soon as I get it, this really isn't that important because I want something better than this now. At what point does a character ever be present and really enjoy what they've created and how hard they've worked and who they've become and what life they have? So it's more like I'm going to get one more on this, because either way we slice it, whether it's a personal question that someone is asking themselves, or whether they're asking it in regards to, if I allow this seemingly heartfelt king to take a leap of faith toward me, if I allow this person into my life to woo me. Again, this is a singles reading, but this is like, if the Virgo is the Empress here and they're saying, I see someone who wants to jump into my life. They seem to be crazy about me. They act like they really want me, but I have to ask, do they want me? Do they know who I am? Are they in love with me? Or do they want something that they view as shiny? And because they're coming in as a king, which is wonderful, but an Empress is still another bracket above. This could be socioeconomic standing. This could be, someone who's like, oh, wow, your business is more famous than mine. Your business is going better than mine. So I want to attach myself to you. And then after that, they'll be like, ooh, but if there's someone else who has a better business than you, I'll attach myself to them. Virgo could be thinking about all of this. Chariot is about moving forward, which is awesome, but moving forward with balance. And that is really like we're posing a question in all of this for the Virgo. Is there this energy of, I'm moving forward for the right reason, or am I moving forward because I just yummy, gimme, hungry, I want more. The only way I think Virgo can allow someone into their life is if they know that this person is stable and they're sure about what their end goal is. Only an emperor and empress gets to ride in a chariot. An emperor and empress may have big plans of expansion, but they know why they're doing it. It's not just for the next shiny thing, and it's not just to preen. A good emperor, I guess, if you will, um, would be someone who has foresight. They want to build longevity, so they actually are cognizant of every step that they're taking, everything that they're investing in. They're not just after, ooh, you're shiny, let me grab a hold of you. And then if something else shinier comes by, I go, ooh, I want that new shiny thing. That's the difference. I think Virgo has to figure out, is somebody sure about what they want and why they want it or not? One more and then we'll end this. Two of Wands and the Hierophant. I think only intuition and higher self can define this for sure. Because this is about who Virgo's going to marry, which is ironic to be talking about stuff like this in a singles read. But I think that for somebody coming toward them pretty soon, who would be willing to just say, Virgo, let's just do this. Let's get married. Let's do this. And the Virgo is kind of like, on one hand, maybe once upon a time they would have been a romantic and been like, oh my God, they love me so much. But sometimes life lessons teach us things like, is this person just gluttonous? Are they after me for the wrong reason? Or do they really want to build a connection because they feel like a spiritual bond, a physical bond? Do they want a marriage, a long-term thing? Virgo's going to have to decide that. That's a big question. I think their higher self will help them, and I think asking the right questions will help them. And also, it could indicate that time is, they'll have to decide, do I see this character moving forward with balance? Do they have the same vision for growth that I do? Do they really believe that we fit together? Or do they want to jump into an empress's life because it's one more rung up the ladder and it's one more shiny thing that they can grasp a hold of? I know it sounds like we're basically having Virgo investigate their integrity, but I think it's more like this Virgo has learned that lesson. Like, let me really contemplate. Are they presenting themselves? Is it me they want, or is it a shiny thing that they want? So, a lot to think about there, but I think that there's a way through it, and it actually looks very positive. It looks like this character does indeed want something long-term and lasting, but it's for Virgo to decide if they believe that. All right, next up. Thank you, Virgos, for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Next up, we're going on into the air signs. So just so you know, Taurus started, I'll say at the very beginning, 00. Capricorn was at 5:23. Virgo is at 10:39. And now we'll go to the air signs. Libra is going to start out at 17:50. I will timestamp these at the end when I am done doing all of these. All right. Hey, guys, good to see you all. Oh, whoops, I thought one popped out. Libra, that's funny. That was like the cards faked me out. What did we get? Morganite. Love. If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours, and if they don't, they never were. Very common saying, right? Let's see. Let's go with this deck. So for this single Libra, the fact that there's the energy of if they, we have the devil. It almost looks like this was a situation at one point where there might have been another contestant trying to capture someone's heart. And this Libra said, well, if they can be that easily stolen away, go. When I was getting my puppy, one of the things that they say when you're like, meeting a litter of pups, a litter of doggies, if a pup runs the opposite direction, let them go. Don't chase them. That's not your pup. You want the ones that are curious and interested, and they want to march right up to you and sniff you and say hello. You want those brave little things. And I think, and by the way, my Aries, the first time I ever met him, he looked at me and he did it was like a cartoon, come to life, or a movie come to life. He literally kissed me on the face the first time I ever, picked him up. He was a very brave little fellow. We got a Page of Wands. We got the 8 of Pentacles. We got the 7 of Cups. and we got the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It really looks like that applies here. If someone wants to run and go chase somebody else, if they want to run, let them go. You want the person that comes to you. No coercion, no needing to, say, well, listen, this is how I need to be treated. I can't have you out cheating on me. I can't. If we have to say that, then probably already that's not our person. Now, I'm just making this statement. Doesn't mean I'm right, but this toxicity with more than one individual that we see sitting here, kind of like if somebody wants to have options, let them have their options, just don't make ourselves one of them. Like that's kind of the situation here. With the Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, this was something that a character kind of worked through this thought process, I think. This single Libra perhaps worked through that thought process, and that's what they came to the determination of. Seven of Cups and then the King of Pentacles in the reverse. If someone doesn't actually want to invest, then who cares? If they don't know if they want to invest, or if I don't know that I want to invest in them, then maybe my answer is no. This was all about a character reflecting on, how do I know if I want to be with someone? Maybe it's the way I know is if I can't make a decision about them, maybe it's because I'm not that drawn to them after all. And maybe the reason I'm not that drawn to them is because I don't really see them meeting my needs. So this can be a two-way street. If I find it so easy to let someone go, maybe it's not love at all. And if a single character like this is just reflecting on the lesson that they've learned, and that's what I would say this is about, I think they've come to the conclusion. They realize that being that King of Pentacles in the reverse was the final card here, I'm going to say that we have a Libra who came to the conclusion, you know what? Maybe an earth sign wasn't for me, because they weren't really meeting my needs, which is why I was not sure if I really wanted to be with them. And now I understand, yeah, that's right. I was confused for a little bit. Should I try to work on things with them? But if I got to put in that much work, maybe it's not them I want. And if I was already swayed by someone else, maybe it's because I would rather be with someone other than them. So, I mean, I know this sounds harsh, but, trying to figure out who's the right person for us, why we let go of something, I would say that's what the message is on this one for the Libra. The Libra is reflecting on why they let go of someone. And I think it's making them feel at peace. They're like, yeah, I did let go of the person that I wasn't really that drawn to in the end, because really they didn't have what I was looking for. And I think that's just it's a closure is what our character is getting. All right, next up, by the way, Libras, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Aquarius coming in at 2243. All right, Aquarians, let's go ahead and jump on in, see where this takes us. Hey guys, good to see everybody. Aquarius, here we go. We got Zen. I believe it was Capricorn who also got this. So walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Very lovely message. Let's go with, hold on, I'm trying to get to the deck that I want, Aquarius. I don't know why I have to go for the most inaccessible deck, but maybe that fits into this story somehow. Okay, here we go. I got to make some space. All right, so explain that part. I feel like that's a really lovely message that's very peaceful, very strong. We've got a Four of Wands in the reverse, and we got the Nine of Swords upright. So this is a singles read, but for this Aquarius, they actually need to get more grounded. This says that we've had an Aquarius that's been stressed out, maybe fearful of what if something doesn't really feel very grounded. Then the answer is to get themselves grounded. If a situation isn't grounded, we have no control over situations, but we do have control over ourselves. So if Aquarius is feeling like I'm super stressed out, I feel like I don't, a scenario, I'm not sure how it's going to go. Like, let's use this, because this can be relationship, this can be work situation, this can be life in general. And really, is life ever something we can count on? No, things can change all the time. The planet that we're on is literally spinning. It's not holding still. So there's this illusion that we are supposed to sense that, oh yes, everything in my life is in order. That order can go topsy-turvy at any moment. I think we all experienced that together collectively in the last couple of years here, right? Everything, the whole globe went through some massive upheaval, and nothing that we have ever experienced occurs, right? So we've already all seen, like, damn, things can flip-flop like a pancake on a griddle. So with that in mind, instead of a character feeling overwhelmed and feeling like, let's use a work situation as an example. Maybe our Aquarius character is saying, God, I just don't know if I can count on, the reliability of a company. Should I work for them? Should I not? It's stressing me out. I don't know how strong the business is. But what Aquarius does know is take away the question mark about the business and think about Aquarians' own skill set. Their skill set is going to make them capable and competent to work for many, many, many different businesses. So even if one doesn't turn out to be the end all be all, does not take away from the fact that Aquarius has something to hang their hat on, and that is their own skill set. This Aquarius is never going to be high and dry because they already have value. Finding a place to share their value and do business, that part, sure, they may have to seek a little bit, but to get themselves grounded again is to remember, I don't have control over the business aspect of someone else's business. I don't even have control necessarily over everything about my own business, but I do have control over what my skill set is. And my skill set is always going to be translatable. There's always going to be other things that I can do. So if one avenue doesn't work out the way I want it to, I am not without resources. Not at all. And the Chariot, very nice. Very much about moving forward. And this is not just a typical Chariot card. This is Poseidon, the god of the sea. The Chariot is Cancerian energy. It's all about movement forward. It's all about, like really taking charge, taking hold of things, feeling balanced, energetic, and then moving forward in life with that mentality. This is he's even like Poseidon, Neptune, same thing, right? Same god, but there's a very famous painting called I think Neptune's Horses, and it's Poseidon, Neptune, he's riding the froth, the foam of the waves, but they look like horses. And so we've seen that, like an homage to that very famous painting here. I love it. It's one of my favorite paintings, or probably in my top 10. Anyway, I feel like riding the waves, this Aquarius is going to be just fine. Just fine. They just needed to get themselves into that mindset that, wait a second, I got this. Come hell or high water, no matter what happens. I'm not just somebody who can move forward. I'm a freaking god of the sea. I'm meant for a dynamic change. I'm meant to ride the waves of, trends and fortunes and things that change. I've invented myself once, twice, 3, 4 times. Guess what? I'll keep reinventing myself every time I need to be dynamic and change again. Well done, Aquarius. I love that. All right, Aquarius, thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Next up, we go to Gemini, coming in at 27. Hold on, that pen doesn't work. Gemini comes in at 2752. All right, Geminis, let's go ahead. And this is Gemini singles. Hi, everybody. Gemini singles. Here we go. We have got, Moonstone. Nice. Secret. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. Oh my God. I'm laughing because that's like my mom. Oh, she's like a little kid. She can't, if you tell her, okay, now we're going to have a surprise birthday party for so-and-so, the first thing she'll do is she'll pick up the phone and call that person and be like, I can't wait to see you at your surprise birthday party. And then we look at her and she goes, oh, that was the thing I wasn't supposed to say. I don't know why. This totally reminds me of that. Like, you have to hide the secret from yourself if you want to hide it. It all depends on what kind of person we're talking about, right? But that's kind of a cute message because it feels like maybe someone is super sweet and kind of transparent. We got 2 of Wands, Gemini. Okay, so which road does somebody want to take? This starts to make me think that I needed to rephrase what we see here. It may be that Gemini has hidden something from themselves, which might be their clarity on which outcome they really want to have. If somebody's standing at a crossroads, it's because they don't know which road to take, because maybe they haven't really admitted to themselves what outcome they truly want to have. Sometimes, we say, well, I really want to spend time with my friends and their kids tonight. But on the other hand, my boss needs me to work late and I really don't want to disappoint my boss. Boil it down one more time and say, wait a second, maybe actually really the end goal is I really do need the overtime hours because I've got bills to pay. So that is the road I need to take. And I'm going to have to choose that over, spending time with, my friends and their kids, even though I would love that also. But let me be honest with myself about what is it. Maybe there's guilt that I'm choosing money over friends, but again, sometimes we got paychecks that we have to consider. There are a lot of different reasons that we have to make decisions, but guilt, desire, we may desire one thing way more that we cannot reasonably have if another opportunity presents itself that gives us the I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. Now this opportunity has shown up that I can actually pay my bills easier, so I have to work the overtime. This is more like a character maybe needs to get down to it. Why am I doing the thing I'm doing? Am I driven by need, by greed, or by like ultimate desire or necessity or guilt? Maybe that's more what the story is about. We have the Magician, we have a Page of Cups, and we have the Death card. Major change. So this is no small thing for our Gemini character. They're at a space where they have actually intentionally, or I'll say subconsciously yet intentionally, been manifesting an opportunity, a different opportunity for themselves, something that will change. And perhaps they had already made some life plan, and they're going to have to apologize to someone and say, I said that I would do this, when in fact another part of me has been manifesting a complete change in my life. I mean, this could be somebody who said, oh, I'm going to, whatever, be a roommate to a friend of mine in 6 months, when in fact the truth of it was, if I could find a job in a whole different city, that would have been my ideal choice. I just didn't know if that would happen, so I was making plans to stay where I am, downsize, become a roommate, and now there's another opportunity that's arisen, and I can go that route instead. It feels more like this Gemini didn't necessarily admit to themselves that they were kind of trying to decide what their future might look like. They might have put out intentions to have the best possible outcome, but now they're faced with the fact that they may have two things to choose between, and they feel possibly guilty about something, like, I wish I hadn't tried to make plans in one avenue, when perhaps there was a deeper part of me that really knew that I needed to make a bigger change in life. I think this is one of those sticky situations where it was hidden from Gemini's own self. Especially if we're talking about something like careers and where we're going to live and all those things, because this is a singles read, I'm going to say it's that and not about romance. But it could be Gemini was just starting to plan to date somebody brand new, when in fact they were already saying, I got to move out of this city. I don't really want to put down any roots, but I don't see an avenue for me to move out of the city yet. But deep down, they knew it's time for them to go. And almost at about the same time, they just barely started dating somebody new. It's their second date, and they're going to tell this person, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be moving about 350 miles away. I just got a job at another city. I mean, that I didn't know how badly I wanted that change, but now deep down, that's what I've been aiming for. I know that I have to make some serious change in life. And I think that's what this storyline is about. It's like, how does a character acknowledge that they have needed a different path, but they weren't sure if it was going to work out. So they were also trying to make the best of whatever current situation they were in. Say, well, if I'm not going to move, then I should put down roots. Maybe that'll change my mind and I'll want to stay in this city. But I don't think so. I think that it's a big life change coming up, but it comes at an interesting moment where it's like, now that the big change is an available option, I think Gemini's having to face the fact that I wanted the big change all along. I didn't really know how bad I needed it until now. So it makes something else. I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do the thing I first was saying I would try to do, because ultimately I need the big change. It was hidden from Gemini's own self. I don't think there was any malice or any self-serving purpose. It was just, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to manifest. I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm trying to make the best out of everything and not keep options open. They were trying to dedicate themselves to the road in front of them while still knowing that there was a reason that they needed to make bigger change. And that bigger change is actually happening for this Gemini in this story. So a little bit complicated, but I think still a good message on that, because it lets us see how a character could be like in conflict, like, was that dishonest of me? I don't think so. I think it was just life, you know? All right, Geminis, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. So before I jump into the fire signs, let me recap. Taurus started us out basically at 0-0. Capricorn came in at 523. Virgo was 1039. Libra was at 1750. Aquarius was 2243. And Gemini was 2752. All right, Aries, let us begin. Aries comes in at 3502. All right, Aries, here we go. This is an Aries single message. Aries, here we go. We have got, oh, that's funny. We just got Soldier. That was mixed into the wrong deck. Hold on. Let me get one more. We're going to keep that, of course. But sorry, I thought one popped out. It did not. It just was noisy. Appetite. It's temporary halt. Now and then, it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. This could be a strong message about, a powerful warrior kind of Aries, which fits very well with Aries, who needs to stop fighting the good fight for a little bit and actually attend to their own life, allow themselves to relax a little, allow themselves to enjoy being right where they are. Let's see. Tell me more about this. I like the fact that the encouragement is for this Aries to definitely to relax. Six of Swords, to move into calmer waters, to move away from the battlefield. We have a Six of Coins. Might be time for someone, and Queen of Cups. I think this is actually possibly time for we could have a masculine, we don't have to, but someone has been in their masculine energy. It's the energy of the sun. Doesn't mean that a warrior has to be a man. It could be a woman just as much and still be in their masculine energy, the energy of the sun, the action taking. It's time for them to shift into possibly the more feminine energy of the moon, the gravitational pull. Pull good things toward them instead of go out and fight for good things, if that makes sense. It could be time for this character to spend more time. We actually see a mother figure nursing her baby. I just cover it up, give her a little tube top, even though there's nothing at all inappropriate about this, but I don't make the rules on what's considered inappropriate anymore. I don't know. I'll move on from that topic. This is about nourishing the things that are perhaps calmer, softer. I mean, is there anything softer than a baby, and a baby can represent anything, right? Representing the things that we want to nurture in life. It doesn't have to be human children, but it does look like we have like someone who's been working really hard, fighting the good fight, always out there, battling every day. And it's like, soldier, you get to rest a little bit and just turn attention to what's right there on the home front, relax a little bit more, enjoy peace, enjoy nurturing and nourishing the softer things in life, enjoy receiving love, enjoy receiving caring and tenderness, investing in the softer energies, and pulling good things toward themselves instead of feeling like everything is a battle and they're the person who has to get out there and be brave every single day. I feel like there's someone who wants to nurture this Aries, but the Aries has to first let them in, because all of this is about Aries takes the action to move into a more passive energy, a calmer energy, where they also like allow good things to come toward them. And we have someone who wants to nurture them, and we have someone who wants to give to this Aries, but they have to first permit it. And that means they first have to make space for it. Like, let's put it in this context. We could have someone who's been a bit of a workaholic. If they never take any downtime, how are they ever going to even have time to like spend with a potential partner? Maybe there's a friend who's been like, oh, for your birthday, I want to take you to a all paid expenses spa day where you're going to be nurtured and we're going to spend time together. And they're like, I can't, I work every day for the next 3 months. This could be the example of somebody saying, you know what? I'm going to quit working every single day for the next 3 months, and I'm going to make space to spend time with a loving, caring friend who wants to do something so beautiful for me and with me. That's amazing. I feel so loved. I feel so cared for. Let me allow myself to feel cared for. This is somebody who wants to do something nice for the Aries, but first they have to permit it. And that's very much up to them. And because they've had so much strenuous activity and so much of a dedicated mindset that I have to do the things I have to do, which is admirable. But in this storyline anyway, it says that Aries has a lot of wonderful energy around them, but they do have to be receptive to it to accept it. So I'm going to leave that one there. Aries, thank you so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Hi, everybody. All right, next up, we have got Leo coming in at 3949. All right, Leos, let's get started on this. This is a singles story. Sorry, guys, I missed out on doing one of these for each zodiac last week. It's very dependent on time and my coughing schedule. So we have zircon, so memories. Memories warm you up from the inside, but they also tear you apart. Strong message on that one, yeah? All right, let's go with Leos. Let's go with this. This is a deck that could be very applicable to that sentence. We've got a Queen of Swords. This is a singles read, but I will say this. We have somebody looking in the rearview mirror again and again and again and again. This is a Leo who could be thinking about the nostalgia of something. They're looking at it through very raw eyes. And then they look at it again and they look at it again, and they keep looking at different aspects of what was true. They're looking at it kind of from different perspectives. So definitely this Leo is revisiting a memory, possibly something to do with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. King of Cups, kind of being more detached from the emotional state. 3 of Wands and 4 of Swords. Also, this is a Leo single who has needed to actually revisit a memory of something that their heart probably, they felt a lot. And at one point it could have been overwhelming. It could have been a huge disappointment. It could have been something where they said, oh, that person didn't love me at all. And then in retrospect, they go, actually, well, they did, but there were confused moments, but then they did. This person could still be spying on the Leo in this storyline as well. But as the Leo remembers things in a less detached manner themselves, when they separate out, okay, someone can love me and can still have their own set of issues. So maybe they can't love me right. Let me think of it in a different way. They can love me as much as their capacity is. Their life is difficult. Their mindset has their own struggles to it, but they loved me in their way. And I loved them. But as I look at the memories and I disassemble them a little bit, it gets easier to bear. It's not an overwhelming hurt anymore. And now I'm able to see moving into my future, and my future holds a lot of healing. I feel like this is a Leo who actually, they used the memory of something for, I'll say, the best possible purpose. They used a memory to help them truly understand a situation, not to relive it and then retell it and put a rosy spin on it or put a victimization spin on it, but they really looked at it and they separated their emotions and they identified as much as they could, right? You can't ever quite understand anybody else's behavior. But looking back at it and seeing it in different lights and trying to understand it from the other person's perspective as best as possible, I think that this Leo recognized somebody was hiding a lot. They always wanted to hide. They were ashamed of something. And it's like, oh, they turned their back on me, but then continued to stare at me. And then again, really continued to hide and stare at me. Why would they have done that? They did care. They didn't have the confidence. So as I stopped feeling so much hurt from their actions and instead just say, well, their actions were their actions. They only had their tool set to work with. They only knew how to love in a certain way. I don't fully comprehend what their circumstances were because they hid a lot from me. But anybody who hides something, that's because they felt the need to hide. They felt fearful. They felt scared. I don't feel that way myself. So maybe I'm the stronger one in this situation, and maybe I can move forward knowing I'm lucky I don't have those same fears, and it's really helping me to heal, to recognize maybe I was dealing with somebody who didn't know how to not hide. I know it's a very specific message on this one, but if we made it a broader message, it would just simply be that Leo is contemplating interactions with others, and they're not making it about them. They're realizing other people's reactions and their abilities to cooperate or openly talk about things with honesty. That's a them issue. That's not a Leo issue. That's people hide stuff or lie and run from stuff because they have their fears, not necessarily to insult Leo or to trick Leo. And I think that is taking the sting out of things. So it doesn't have to be anything to do with romance. It could just have to do with Leo looking at a situation and going, wait a second, someone's behaviors are a direct reflection of themselves, not about me. Oh, that's a different way to think of it. Okay, so that doesn't hurt so much now. Okay, I get it. It's about them, not about me. I like that one. Leo, thanks for giving this a thumbs up. Thanks so much for subscribing. I appreciate you guys being here so much. All right, Sag, you guys are coming in next at 4527. Sagittarians, let's get started here. This is a Sag singles read. Sorry, it's taken me a bit to be able to do one of these singles for every zodiac like this. We got agate, fresh start. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. Every single day and every single moment, we get to make a new choice. If we choose to be different, if I chose right now to say, I don't think I'm going to do any more stories, all done, click off. I could do that. That's my new beginning, right? I could choose to stop. That would be my fresh start. No, I don't do that anymore. That is always the choice of the character. If we wanted to suddenly say, I think all this hair I've got, it's such a hassle. Let me just shave it off. There's my new start. As long as I'm alive and kicking, I can make a change. And that's a really empowered statement to make. It could be big things. It can be little things. We can stop doing something. We can stop talking to somebody. We can begin doing something else. Every single moment, every single day is a chance for a character. Actually, I don't even want that deck. I want this one. Every single moment. We don't have to wait for, January 1 to set a new, goal for ourselves. We can actually change, on a Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon at 3 in the afternoon. We can make a change. At 3:17 in the afternoon, we can make a change on a Wednesday afternoon and start doing something different. That's super empowering to be reminded of that. 7 of Cups. So this Sag is thinking about doing just that. Okay. Sag all of a sudden may want to go ahead and do something different. 4 of Cups, something that they miss, something that for a while they were saying, oh, I missed my opportunity. No, they didn't miss their opportunity. Sag do the thing that they want to do. Okay, I'll say within reason. Like, let's put it this way. I'm 43 years old. If I suddenly said I want to become an Olympic ice skater, that's not happening for me at this stage in my life, right? We can all agree on that. Maybe someone else could achieve that at 43 who's never ice skated in their life, but I ain't that woman. So there are within reason, right? But I'm going to say for Sag, whatever it is that they're thinking, I wish I had done that. It's probably too late. No, it is not too late. Anybody can do anything. There's not again, within reason, right? Let's not go down the road of, things that are so obviously not going to be possible. I'm also 6 feet tall, so probably not going to become a champion ice skater as a 6 foot tall woman who's never ice skated and is 43 years old. But within this story, we have Sag almost discounting the idea that they were ever going to either have like a chance to reconcile with someone that they really know is important to them. Why would they think that it's over? Why, if Sag has somebody really meaningful, why could they not talk to that person still? Why could they not heal something with someone that they really care about? And 2 of Cups says this could be a soulmate, twin flamey kind of vibe, someone really important to them where there's been conflict. But why would they say it's over? Why? If Sag is on this earth and they're on this earth, why can they not still have a dialogue and a conversation? Even if things have gone horribly wrong, could they not still perhaps find a way back to good? This all says, of course they could. Their opportunity is not over. Now, this could also be maybe Sag has pushed a lot of people away. Remember, this is a single reading. So if this is about love and romance and companionship, this could be a character who's been single for quite a long time. And they're like, I wish I had found someone when I was younger. I didn't. And then I said no thank you to all kind of romance and now it's too late. Absolutely not. That is so not late. The only thing making somebody insist that is their hard head. Sorry, Sag. I know it sounds a little bit rude here, but remember, these are fictional stories. But there are all of these messengers that are like squawking right in Sag's ear, going, "What do you mean it's too late? How could it ever be too late? All humans want companionship at all ages, all brackets of life. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, 6 years old and you want your little best friend as a kiddo. It doesn't matter if you're 65 or 105. There's always space for companionship, or, as adults, there's always space to find someone to love. So it is definitely not over or with beyond the range of Sag having this. The fresh start, doing things different. Maybe Sag has been someone who's like, I don't want anybody. I never found anybody that I really wanted. Then I gave up on it. Now I wish that I hadn't. It's like, but that fast, Sag can change that outlook. Instead of saying, oh, there's nobody good out there, I never met anybody, so therefore I never will. Change that sentence, and immediately those days are over and we're right back to a fresh start. Man, I'm excited to meet somebody. I'm sure that there's somebody out there. There are more than 8 billion people on this planet. Do we really think that there's nobody that would be awesome for us to hang out with or find romance with? No, it's just first we got to open up the gateway to say, yeah, that's right. I'm excited. I do want that. So it's really about acknowledging what a character wants and then not immediately saying, oh, but I'm sure I've missed the boat on that. Not at all. Not at all. This is all very possible and very much within the realm of Sag, very easily, in fact. That's really awesome. All right, you guys. So we're going to go into the water signs next, but first let me do a recap. Taurus started at 00. Capricorn came in at 523. Virgo was 1039. Libra was 1750. Aquarius was 2243. Gemini was 2752. Aries is 3502. Leo is 3949. Sag is 4527. And now we'll go to Pisces. Pisces is coming in at 5144. All right, Pisces, here we go. Pisces, we're going to use this deck and this. So Pisces singles, here we go. Hi, guys. Good to see everybody. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for giving us a thumbs up and subscribing if you guys enjoy these. We got Aquamarine, expand connection. The quality of your communication is the quality of your life. Very nice. I feel like there was a Gemini who got that, not in this series, but I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. Somebody else got it in the main zodiacs that I do, not specifically the singles. We got a King of Pentacles. Okay, so does Pisces have someone that they need to either rebuild a connection with? This could be somebody who's important or will be important in their big tree of life. Could be an earth energy somewhere out there that this Pisces knows they should stay in contact with or build or rebuild a connection with. 5 of Coins in the reverse. It's somebody who is, I'm going to say this feels more like friendship than lover, or maybe even somebody who eventually becomes a strong business contact. And it's like, hold on to those individuals, those chance meetings with somebody that like, God, you're amazing. Maybe Pisces meets somebody while traveling around the world and they have a brief conversation. It says, hold on to those contacts that we build, because the world is full of changing fortunes, right? And sometimes meeting those amazing business contacts can either be inspirational, or who knows, there could be a opportunity for Pisces to work with someone like this on down the road. Either Pisces will be a benefit to them, they'll be a benefit to Pisces, it'll be a mutually beneficial relation. Phone number and put them in my little black book of who if I ever get into a jam in life. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about expanding connections. This whole planet is full of people that do all kinds of different things. We meet people in different walks of life, and perhaps this suggests that everywhere we walk, especially with this Hermit card and this being the white stag, so it's a very spiritual journey, this says that every person Pisces comes across is for a reason. The conversations that they have, if it strikes a chord with Pisces, if something stands out to Pisces, that may be someone that Pisces should identify as like, I feel like I was meant to meet you because you just said something that like completely, it matters to me. You said something amazing. Thank you for that. I think I was meant to hear that today, or I think I was meant to meet you today. Pisces acknowledging that and then saying, I want to hold on to, and when I meet somebody who I have an interaction with that somehow into the grand scheme of my life, I feel like you're somebody that I want to stay in contact with. Let me give you my card or let me get yours. I'd like to stay in contact with you. It feels like this is important for this Pisces. And they probably already know this, but there could be a reason that Pisces meets somebody who's very stable. This could be a long-term friendship, long-term business relationship, but it might be something where they meet someone and then there's nothing for a period of time, and then these two reconnect because there's something about this journey. Someone's instrumental in Pisces' journey, or perhaps even Pisces is instrumental in theirs. Is probably going to be a two-way street. We've got the Seven of Coins. Yeah, this is a long-term friendship or business. Definitely could be business. These two could be friends first and many years later go into business. But it says don't lose touch with the people that we either care about or we know are genuine and care about us. And they're in our life for a reason. Four of Coins, Page of Coins. Hold on to that individual. One or the other may need one another to help escape a sticky situation at some point. They will be a lifeline to one another. Perhaps they'll trade those roles at some point. The reason I say someone may need to get free is because this is a Peruvian folklore or folktale where this giant condor is very greedy and very selfish. And he falls in love with this young maiden. And even though she certainly does not want anything to do with him, he doesn't care. Scoops her up and says, I'm marrying you and you're going to live in my nest. And he does not care about her wants. And so that's the reason I say this is definitely, normally the Four of Pentacles can be about holding on to people or holding on to resources or holding on to things. And that can be positive or that can be seen as greedy and selfish. This is definitely the example of selfishness. So I'm wondering if, because we're talking about holding on to the right person for the right reason, having mutual interactions that are beautiful, but these two, Pisces could be meeting someone who they'll remain friends with, they'll one day be in business with, and either Pisces or this King of Pentacles could find themselves being held on to by the wrong kind of person, and they could become the hero that breaks that person free. There's, friendships and business partnerships can come across in many different ways, and sometimes we help one another get freed from either stuck mentality, or we help one another become free from someone else who's latching on, who is the wrong kind of person. It's not about equal, balanced, reciprocal energy. This is going to be equal and balanced, and that's the kind of relationship to hold on to. But it could be a really big benefit. It could be somebody who helps free. Once again, we have like these reindeer that are so happily, playing here with Heidi. I feel like this is a friendship relationship that's going to be really beneficial for years and years and years to come. It's one worth holding on to for all the right reasons and none of the wrong reasons. I think they'll rescue each other at some point, possibly in business as much as any other aspect of life. That was an interesting one. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave that there. Next up, we are going to Scorpio, coming in at 5828. Okay. Ooh, Scorpio, you're the only one to get a reflected number like that. Ooh, we have got trust. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. Don't know about that. I'm going to withhold any sassy Kate comments right now. All right, Scorpio, what does that mean? The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. I disagree with that statement, but Strength card, King of Wands. This statement I could agree with. The idea that it takes a lot of courage to give someone the time to show you who they are. It takes a steadiness to say, I don't want to jump to conclusions. I want to just see who someone reveals themselves to be. if there's this warmth, this could be somebody that wants to pursue Scorpio, and Scorpio is going to have to be really strong and really balanced, and kind of wait and see what is a King of Wands motive. Could be a feminine who's taking the lead or pursuing Scorpio. This could also be, because we're talking about trust, I feel like we should talk about it in the context of, two different characters, two different human characters. But this could also be about trusting a situation. I have this interest, I have this creative spark. I really feel dedicated. Like if I give my full attention to this artistic spark that I have, I believe I could make this successful. And that could be the way to look at this. A character is going to have to say, I got to trust myself before I can see, can I really make this work? I have to believe in myself. I have to trust that I have the skill set to make this happen. Star card and King of Pentacles. Okay, so here I am splitting hairs again, but I will say, if we applied that initial concept, the sentence that I was arguing about, the best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. If we didn't think of it in the context of two different people, but instead all about Scorpio, saying the best way, if I can figure out if my intuition is right, is to go with it. Let me test this. My intuition says I've got this amazing skill. I think I can make incredible pottery that will wind up becoming highly sought after, and I'll make a ton of money, and I'll get, financial backing, and I'll become very famous for my amazing pottery. My intuition says I know how to do this. I have a skill that is going to be desirable, and I believe I can make this work. This character may choose to invest in that belief, that intuition. It's going to take strength. It's going to take courage. They really have to go ahead and not deplete their power, their spark to do this. They need to keep focusing on making their dream come true, and that leads them, because they believe in themselves so much, and they're hearing their intuition and they're trusting it, and they're saying the best way I can figure out if my intuition is spot on is to go with it. Go all in, give it my best shot. And then sure enough, it does yield results. In this case, financial results. In that context, I could roll with that sentence. If it, how else do we know if our intuition is right other than wait until the facts reveal themselves, Try to go with our intuition and see where it leads us. I mean, obviously within, ranges of safety, right? It's not like, well, I think this person might be a dangerous character, but you know what? Let me just see. It's like, well, no, let's listen to our intuition and maybe not put ourselves in a dangerous, compromising position. Same thing about, well, I really want to invest in this belief I have in myself, but are we going to do it foolishly where we say, well, I'm going to risk every dime I've got so I don't even have rent money in order to invest in this project? Because sometimes I can just be like a vanity project or a narcissistic view that we don't know we have, where it's like, oh, I can do this. I'm going to be super famous. I'll put everything I've got, every dime into it. And then it's not a great idea. It was, we have to be logical too, right? This is someone's wish, their perfect life, their perfect career path, the thing that they really want to do. They'll probably be wise about how they do it, but they are going to trust their intuition to a certain extent and follow this courageous act of believing in themselves and seeing what they can accomplish using their intuition as their guide, believing in themselves and pushing themselves to reach their goals. And really, they make it. This character makes it. But I'm thinking it's probably because this card, even though it's a strength card, it doesn't mean like I'm strong and bullheaded and I won't listen to good counsel. It doesn't mean like, well, you know what, I'll just throw everything I've got at it, sink or swim. This would be someone, because it's also about balance, it would be someone who makes sure that the thing that they're going to do is based off of rational thought processes. If it's about investing in themselves and their dream, financially backing their own idea, believing that they can become very successful at something, they're probably still going to do it in a safe way so that risk management is contemplated before they just leap on in. And I think that's a really important side note on this. This is not really a radical message, but it does say that a character who is willing to trust themselves and see where that concept of what they feel they should do, if they follow that concept because they really truly believe in it, they could yield great results. But it has the caveat that it won't just be like a wild free for all where they don't do any logical thought processes first. And I think that's a nice balancing factor here. All right, next up, we have got, and by the way, Scorpios, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Cancer, I'm still going to do Cancer over here, even though if you're ever looking for the Cancerian videos, they are on my other channel, Tarot Dog, Regretless Life with Aries. I do the Cancerian videos over there because I thought they were getting swallowed up on this channel. And that's maybe why they're so like lightly viewed. As it turns out, I don't think that's the case at all. I think Cancerians just don't like me. So as it turns out, I don't have very many viewers for Cancerian, no matter where I put them, no matter how much I try to give them a little bit more spotlight. So on my other channel, I'll still continue to do Cancerians, but it'll be far less because I just don't have the people that seem to enjoy them. And that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's all right. But Cancerians for singles, I'm still going to do that one here right now. We have expand connection. The quality of your communication is the quality of your life. Right now, I can't remember who already got this. I think it was I think it was an air sign. I think it might have been Gemini. All right, let's take a look at this Cancerian. Let's take a look. We have got, how does this impact things? Obviously, it's about communication, and communication can come in a lot of different ways. Ooh, we have Empress in the reverse. This can be lack of communication that says a whole lot. Sometimes silence speaks volumes. Sometimes, well, I mean, heck, that's what I see with the Cancerian videos I put out is there's not very many viewers, but they also are not very vocal. They don't give thumbs up. They don't interact. They don't drop comments. I have other zodiacs that are super interactive. And historically, my Cancerians are just like silence. I feel like it's shh, don't talk. So silence speaks volumes too, right? And there's we should hear those things. When a lack of interaction means something, a lack of communication from someone. If Cancerian does not want to speak to someone, it could be because they find that person to be overbearing or vexatious, or they don't roll with it. This could be, we have the Justice card here, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the High Priestess in the reverse. This feels to me like a Cancerian is saying the quality of your communication is the quality of your life. If they do not wish to converse with someone who they view as having been unfair, and indeed an Empress in the reverse can be very unfair. It can be very unpleasant. It can be very, how do I say this? It can be very, I'll just say vexatious. And if Cancerian is saying, you know what, I really only want to give my heart, my time, and my energy to things that don't make me feel like I got to protect myself, or to people that are not trying to cling to me and demand something of me, I think I need to move on. I don't think it's the right place for me. I think this is not about communications. It's about making sure that we spend our time communicating where we find more value. Being silent on something because it doesn't work for us and moving away from it is super important. And I think that's what this message is. This Cancerian is certainly going to be communicative, but in a place where they want to be. They want to give their heart somewhere. They want to move into calmer waters. They want to go someplace where it makes more sense. They want to go someplace where it all fits together, and they really they realize that, like, intuitively, that's why I need to move on, because this isn't someone I really want to converse with, because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel good. So I think that's, I think it's a good message to remember that not communicating, not saying a word is communicating. Now, it doesn't have to be mean-spirited at all. It's just like, oh, okay, that's maybe this Queen of, or it's not Queen of Swords, I don't know why I wanted to say this. Maybe the Empress in the reverse will understand the avoidance and be like, oh, okay, they're Cancerians not interested. Cancerians moved on. And that might help them take a look at their own behavior. Sometimes when a character does not interact with someone, they pull their energy back. That speaks volumes. And that's when that Empress in the reverse might actually reflect a little bit. So, all right. Thank you guys for being here. And last but not least, let's go to Ophiuchus. We got 10957. All right. Let's see. Ophiuchus, here we go. Let's check and see what the message is. Regent Diamond. Arrogance. Oh, the cleverness of me. All right, Ophiuchus, let's take a look at this. I feel like we should go with maybe this deck. No maybes. No maybes. Let's go with this one. That feels better. We have got the Tower. We got the High Priestess. And we got the Two of Pentacles. Oh, the cleverness of me. I'm going to say that Ophiuchus is aware that they sensed somebody was, I don't know, a little too big for their britches. And it could even be that Ophiuchus is having that moment because, like, we all get into situations where if we hear something from someone and we go, "Ooh, I don't like it," a little cringy. It could even be that it's been revealed. It's like the tower has fallen. But this can also be where someone's own arrogance falls. And deep down they go, oh my God, I needed that check. I needed to see my own behavior in a certain light so I could check myself. I'm not sure if this is Ophiuchus thinking that way about themselves, which I think if we never take a moment and say, God, I was so pompous. Because I think we all have the capacity to do that. I'm going to say, even though this is a fictional story about a fictional character, I would still say we might be seeing a single Ophiuchus who is contemplating their own behavior and being like, oh my God, I cannot even believe that was so arrogant of me. And now I don't feel that way anymore. I've totally made a change. I'm glad X, Y, or Z happened because it really highlighted that I needed to make a change in my own behavior. We have a Four of Swords. There's this healed energy. Also, someone is reflecting, saying it was arrogance or ego that made me do something, and maybe what I really needed to do was heal. It was time. Definitely, it was time for me to heal, and I didn't know it. Temperance in the reverse, Seven of Wands. Okay, so this might be an Ophiuchus who is either recognizing their own behavior or someone else's, but the big picture is, I think that this is self-reflection. That I really do. I think that this is an Ophiuchus who is like not afraid to look in the mirror and say, oh my God, I was so wounded. I was so scared. And I realized because of that, I became defensive. It's because I wasn't balanced. It's because I didn't really feel that great about the situation or my own self within the situation. And you know what? I gotta not act like that. I'm glad I know why I behaved the way I did in that moment, but that was my ego talking. That's what this feels like somebody who's checking themselves and having that moment of self-reflection, which is remarkable, right? Queen of Cups, really lovely, warm energy, although we still see her kind of like just standing there for a moment, but everything's getting better. This could be after an argument or something that Ophiuchus has had with someone else, and either they are coming back in to say, I'm sorry, will you give me grace? I was acting like an ass, or vice versa. Either way we slice it, there is a way forward. There is a way of healing. There is a way of like emotional reciprocity. There's all kinds of energy of this is going to be all right. It's going to get worked out. Everybody can have a moment where they just don't shine. Everybody can have a moment where fear and ego take over, and then we don't realize it until it's like, oh, I've already done that. Oh, I got to undo that now. And that's a great learning moment. And we'll probably keep having moments like that. But this shows grace, and it shows a chance to really, like, even because of a moment of arrogance where somebody then checks themselves, that can actually open up greater understanding and greater love, in fact. A stronger bond, a more open relationship, because it's like, I'm sorry, I was so egotistical. I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm sorry. and that makes somebody be like, oh, no, it's okay, I do it too. It could be a really beautiful opportunity for characters to actually like bond and be more open-hearted with each other. So overstepping or not acting in our best behavior doesn't have to be like, oh my God, it's this irreparable, flaw. I've ruined everything. This is like, it's just a moment. It's just a snapshot in time where we weren't our best self, but we can give ourselves grace and others and move on from it. And sometimes it actually makes everything better. It builds bonds. All right. I am going to go ahead and leave this here. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and timestamp these now in the description box. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you again for just choosing to pop by my channel. It's a delight. Mwah. Bye, you guys. Take care. I'm going to start coughing again, so I'm going to get out of here.